Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at some really interesting material you shared about a specific watch, the Moser Cie Endeavour Tourbillon Concept Turquoise Enamel. Quite a mouthful.
It is, yeah. But it tells you a lot.
So our goal is to, distill the essence of this piece. It seems to be all about this blend of extreme minimalism, but paired with very traditional craftsmanship.
Exactly. That's Moser's whole concept philosophy in a nutshell. They strip away everything non-essential, logos, indices, just let the materials and the mechanics shine.
Okay, so let's picture it. We've got a 40 millimeter case, classic red gold, warm, but then bang, the dial hits you. This turquoise hammered Grand Feu fumé dial, that's where the story really starts, I think.
Absolutely. And the
Yeah.
concept part is immediately obvious. No brand name on the dial, no hour markers, nothing. It really forces your focus onto the artistry.
Right, and that dial, it's not just flat turquoise, is it? The sources mention a white gold base, which is actually hammered first, gives it texture.
A subtle texture, yeah. And then comes the Grand Feu enamel.
Which is a big deal, right? This Grand Feu technique.
Oh, definitely. It's an old, very difficult process. You're applying multiple thin layers of this translucent enamel powder and firing it in a kiln at really high temperatures, like over 800 degrees Celsius.
Wow. And you do that repeatedly.
Yeah, layer by layer. Each firing melts the powder into glass and fuses it to the base. It gives this incredible depth and richness of color that, basically lasts forever. But each firing also risks cracking or ruining the whole dial.
So high risk, high reward shows commitment.
Exactly. It's pure traditional horlogerie.
And the color itself, that Moser fumé effect, you should probably explain fumé quickly.
Sure. It just means smoked in French. It's a gradient finish, usually lighter in the center and darkening towards the edges.
And this turquoise fumé uses 3 different pigments to get that effect.
That's right. They blend them carefully to create that shift, like a dreamy, almost summery blue in the middle that fades into a much deeper, richer tone around the periphery. It's quite captivating.
It sounds it. And with no logo, no indices, it must really intensify the dial's impact. Just the leaf-shaped hands and the tourbillon.
Precisely. That's all you get. Your eye goes straight to the color, the texture, and then that mesmerizing dance of the tourbillon at 6 o'clock.
Okay, let's talk tourbillon. Moser started using them in 2014, and they came to the Endeavour line in 2017. That's the collection with the sort of recessed groove on the case side, right?
Often, yeah, it's a subtle design cue. And this specific one is a 1-minute flying tourbillon.
Flying tourbillon, what's the difference compared to a standard one?
Well, a standard tourbillon cage is usually held by a bridge on both the top and bottom. A flying tourbillon is cantilevered. It's only supported from underneath by the movement plate.
Ah, so you get a clearer view.
Exactly. It looks like it's floating, gives you a much more unobstructed view of the mechanism rotating. And this one has a skeletonized bridge as well, enhancing that visibility. Plus, it uses a double hairspring.
Right, from their sister company, Precision Engineering AG. Why is the double hairspring so important for accuracy? We've touched on this, but it's worth repeating.
It's pretty clever. You have 2 hairsprings, perfectly matched, but they oscillate in opposite directions. So any tiny errors caused by gravity or imperfections in one spring are essentially canceled out by the other.
Huh. Like a noise cancellation for timing.
Kind of, yeah. It averages out the errors, leading to significantly better timekeeping precision and consistency. Reduces friction, too.
Ingenious. And powering all this is the movement, the H&C 805. It's an automatic and, importantly, in-house.
Correct. Moser designs and builds this themselves. That's a big indicator of their watchmaking capability. It winds automatically via an 18-karat red gold rotor.
And it has a decent power reserve.
Yep, minimum of 3 days. So you can take it out for the weekend and it'll still be running Monday morning.
Nice. And you can see the movement through the back.
Sapphire case back. You see the anthracite finish, Moser's characteristic double stripes. It's all beautifully finished, even the parts you don't normally see.
So wrapping it all up aesthetically, warm red gold, that stunning turquoise dial, and then finished with a gray ostrich strap. Interesting choice.
Yeah, ostrich leather has a unique texture, complements the dial and case well. And it has a matching red gold pin buckle. It's, like you said, this contrast between very traditional materials and that super clean, modern concept design.
And the price reflects that level of craft, I assume.
It does. The sources state 75,000 Swiss francs before taxes.
Okay. So as we finish this deep dive on the Moser Endeavour Tourbillon Concept Turquoise Enamel, what are the absolute key takeaways for our listener?
I think it's really that core idea. The stark, almost severe minimalism of the concept design directly contrasted with the deep complexity and tradition of the techniques used. The hand-hammered base, the risky Grand Feu enamel, the sophisticated flying tourbillon with the double hairspring.
It's a real statement piece, but in a very quiet way. Understated luxury defined, maybe.
I'd say so.
So here's something to think about. In a world often dominated by logos and obvious branding, what's the appeal of this kind of deliberate reductionism in something so expensive? What does Moser's focus on the essential craft, the inherent beauty